So while looking around online, I came across a PlayStation Vita bundle that I bought for about $90. It came with a PS Vita and a PlayStation Portable 2000. The PSP worked just fine. I tested it and gave it a look, a clean over, and I put it up for sale. But apparently this Vita, they said something's wrong with it. At the very least, it doesn't charge and doesn't have a charge. But I figured $90, I get two. I can sell one immediately, and I'll clean this one, and I can add this one to my collection. Came with a nice little, I guess, a Kindle reader bag. So initial inspections aren't bad, to be honest. I've never actually held a Vita, but it feels nice. It's got some scratches on the glass up front, some smudging from just dirt and grime. Sticker on the back, I didn't pay that much for. Crap. Okay, we can clean that up with some rubbing alcohol. But it looks fine, feels fine. I can't get it to turn on like they said. It did, actually, though. I did a quick inspection of it when it came in. It came with a memory card, which is nice, because they can seem to be expensive, and the description didn't say it came with it, but it's there. I did order a cable for it. This was about $10 on Amazon, and I can link it below if anybody ever needs one. Third-party company, but it's got a nice little PlayStation logo on it. You get the focus. I did try giving it a charge. For whatever reason, it won't charge when it's plugged into a USB wall wart, but I can get it to charge by plugging it into a USB port on my computer or into my little USB hub that I keep on my desk. And you can see it. It's blinking orange. If I try to turn it on, it blinks. Presumably it's because it means it doesn't have enough charge. So I'm going to let this charge maybe half an hour, a couple hours. We'll see until I can get it to turn on. And when it turns on, then I'll come back and we'll see what happens. If it doesn't turn on, then we'll start taking it apart sooner. All right, so I let it charge overnight. I originally had it plugged into a USB port on my powered USB hub to get it charged initially. And then afterwards, I plugged into a old iPad charger to charge it, only to discover that that doesn't work. And after some digging around and asking on Reddit, I discovered that, or through somebody's comment, I discovered that Sony configured the PSP 1000 series, what this one is, the original fat version, that it will only charge through USB if the power lines and the data lines of the USB cable are both receiving some kind of signal. So like in a USB cable, you will have the power, the two power lines, power and ground, that will run through, and normally that would power anything because it's just power. And there are data lines too that run in parallel with data, and then a grounding line for the data. And apparently with the original PS Vita, both need to be running for it to charge. So I pulled out an old Samsung charger, or a smart charger, as you can hear them be called sometimes, and that charges it. Presumably because the phone communicates with the charger to tell it how fast to charge it nowadays, and that worked just fine. So I let it charge overnight just to make sure, because I want to make sure that it can hold a full charge, because if the battery is bad, then obviously it needs to be replaced. I did turn it on for about 5 minutes once the power LED stopped blinking, so I knew it had enough charge to turn on. So I know it turns on, so I can't act surprised when I see it come back on. But I want to see if it'll hold the charge. So while we go through some kind of like quick testing on it, we can see if it dies in the first, 2 minutes of using it. So we're gonna turn it on, see if there's a little app from what I noticed that I can run through that'll test everything on it, and we can continue through that. It's called this Welcome Park. It seems like when they sent this, they had factory reset it somehow, or before it had died, it had factory reset.
Tutorial that uses touch.
So you can see I did go through a quick opening of this.
Here you can try out some ways of using touch. Make the numbers disappear.
One thing I'm interested to see is if the apparently this is a touch panel on the back for detecting. So I am curious if that'll work. I wonder if this will test it.
Ready, go. This tutorial uses the camera. Try putting the picture pieces back in the right order.
This will be a good test. Make sure that the cameras work. Oh.
Take a picture by pressing the camera icon. How many pieces would you like?
Okay, well, they work.
Tilt to the left and right to move.
Turn it off. So I think for now, I just want to take it apart and clean it because it seems to work. So it seems to work. eBay listing said that it was either not working or not charged, and we charged it and it's very clearly working. So we're going to take it apart and just clean it. And if we find something wrong with it along the way, then I'll see if I can fix it. Yep. There we go. I've never seen a, I don't think I've ever actually seen any kind of electronic that uses this style of keeping parts together, where it has metal plates that connect daughter boards to the main motherboard. It's actually pretty smart and simple from what I can tell and from my opinion. Finally picked up a new toothbrush. No longer using just Q-tips for some of this stuff. I'm gonna let the IPA soak on the back panel a little bit. Buttons or anything working, but I'm still going to give them just a light clean, just to get any dust or dirt or anything off them. Ah. Ah. All right, so it's all back together. Let's get everything situated and turn it on. Put the memory card back in. I'll also slip the SIM card tray in. Don't want to lose that. I can remember how to do it. All right, give it a wipe. All right, that looks really good. Let's get it powered on. Cool. It is the 3rd at. Go ahead, go by a minute. Awesome. So the first thing I want to do while it's on, I'm going to test out the Wi-Fi and make sure that works for a few reasons, but mainly just to make sure that it works. So I looked up ways of testing the back touch, and apparently you can scroll through web pages as long as you enable the setting in the browser. So as soon as this loads, all right, cool, that works. You can scroll through it. So yeah, I think right stick still works. I can go home, or I can move around. I can go home. Let's see. I don't really know how to test start and select. But everything else seems to work for now. Is there anything else that I'm worried about? Let's make sure the cameras were lined up properly. Not bad. All right, cool. There's a problem with the mobile network. All right, awesome. So that is a now cleaned and functioning PlayStation Vita. While nothing was really wrong with it and it just needed a charger, I'm glad that it works, and it was actually fun to take apart. Very pretty console, both inside and out. I'm going to get a factory reset, get some stuff installed on it, make sure I can connect to my PlayStation 4, and I'm going to spend some time playing it and enjoying it. Thanks for watching. Come by next time, and I hope you enjoyed.